guys, so I'm back with a hair review. This hair that I have in is called La Flare Virgin Remy, and I've had this installed for 2 weeks now, and it's still holding up pretty good. Only thing is that I have noticed that it is starting to get frizzy when it's dry, and it's starting to get a little matted in the back. Um, I also do have their closure, and um, yeah, you guys. So it's not bad hair. I would say maybe this hair would last like 3 weeks to a month. I mean, I feel like it could last longer than that. But if you're trying to like wear it in different styles, as in like straighten it, um, honestly, it wasn't that good when I straightened this hair. So you could try straightening it, but when I did, it was kind of frizzy in the back. Um, and it just I don't like that. I like it to be bone straight and just no frizz. But it did straighten. It just was frizzy. I do wear it mainly wet, and when it dries, it's still pretty. It still has its curls and everything, but it is kind of frizzy. It is kind of frizzy. And as far as the shedding goes, yes, it has been shedding, but when I first got it, it didn't shed. But now that I had to literally start combing through it because it was getting frizzy, the strands started to come out. So I would say, would I really recommend this hair? Um, if you're going to only wear it in its natural state, yes. But yeah, and I wet it. So what I do is every morning, I I got a spray bottle and I just mix water, conditioner, and some oil in it. And you don't really have to do that, but I do that just so it can not look dry or anything. And I just wet it in the morning, and I get a hairbrush and like a bristle brush, and I just comb through it. And I have noticed that it is a lot of shedding when I do that, but it makes it to where you can actually run your fingers through it, and you don't have to really worry about the frizz. But like I said, once it does dry, the hair dries up, it does look a little frizzy. So not all of it. I don't know if it's just the closure, because I noticed the closure actually looks more frizzy than the bundles. But yeah, so it's not bad hair, but it's not the best hair. I mean, really, to be honest, I didn't pay that much for it either. I only paid $80, y'all. It was 79.99 at my beauty supply store, and I had got a 20, 22, and 24 inch, and I had got I think a 16-inch closure, and but that was 35.99 at the beauty supply store. So um, yeah, it was it's okay. But like I said, if you're gonna wear it in its natural state, and you're not gonna really be straightening it, then I recommend it. Also, when I do put like curling one curls, it can take a curl too, y'all. It's really good at curls. Um, but I have not used a flat iron and curled it yet, but I've used a curling wand and did curling wand curls, and it looked beautiful. It's beautiful. So, um, I mean, it could last longer than a month. I mean, I personally don't think that it's bad hair. I just think if you're the type that wants to straighten it one day and then like curl it the next, if you want to straighten it, it's just not really the best hair to straighten it with because it's frizzy now. It's frizzy. And even when I did first straighten it, and I had it in for like 2 days, and I had straightened it, it it was still frizzy. Like I think that was the only time I've worn it straight. After that, I've just been wearing it curly. When it came to the thickness of the hair, when I first got it, it was enough hair. The 3 bundles was enough of hair, and it did look it was full enough. Um, but once I had wetted, it did look thinner, and over time it did get a little more thinner. Because the freezing is, and I had to basically comb all that stuff, all that hair out. Um, so that's kind of why it probably looks really thin to you guys, but it isn't that. It's not. If you like your hair really really full, um, yeah, it's not gonna be that full, but especially after you wet it and over time. So um, it it's enough of hair, definitely enough for it to look decent, and also um, once it dries, it does also get fuller too. It looks more fuller when it does dry, but when you wet it, it is thin. I will say that it looks thin when you do wet it. So yeah, but once it dries, it's not as it doesn't look that thin. I will say that it doesn't. So one pack, the one pack is enough for a full head. But if you want it to look really really thick, then you should probably get two packs. But one is enough. It really honestly is enough of hair. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. And yeah, you guys, bye.